Cody, send me a chat message.
All right, it's time to stream. It's 3 a.m. Only got a couple hours until free practice 3, Formula 1 in Bahrain starts. So definitely excited about that. It was kind of funny how everybody was spinning on turn 12, but I would do 10 times worse, so, you know, no hate there. Feel bad for Albon. I feel like maybe I am an Albon character, an Alex Albon character. And, oh, my mic is grabbing my headset audio. Let me get a splitter. Get a splitter. I wonder. Alright. Hold on. Can't hear the computer audio. So I guess I'll steal June's headset. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. I don't know how I feel about face reveals. It's one of those things where show my face off, but no, not so much. Is it just because I'm old? Probably. But hey, chat. Oh, yeah. I just see the message I sent myself. So, go ahead and reach out to me if anybody's out there. Just one lonely insomniac to another. Rocking that Central Time, no sleep life, right? All right. So, nobody's going to join my stream because I'm good at this game. But, oh, awesome. I wonder if Cody is still watching, or did he get bored and leave? Let's see. Oh, there's one viewer. Huh. Yeah, in my metric, I've got one whole concurrent viewer. That's pretty amazing, guys. 3 playbacks. What? And average playtime. Somebody's watched me on average for a whole minute before leaving. That's just great. So, welcome to the stream, guys. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, this is my second time on this track, but I just upgraded this car with a little more power and a little less weight. So, yeah, 145 is pretty shit. Sorry about that groan. I don't have a good seat, so I have a ridiculous contraption set up in order to get my pedals to keep from walking away. Alright, what do we got? We got traction control off. So, I didn't even know about this car until it showed up on this Gran Turismo thing. And now I'm kind of sad because homologation specials never come to the US. So, this is a Japan and EU spec only Yaris. It will never come to America because apparently this Yaris chassis is smaller than the Yaris that they sell in America. It's frustrating because I am a overweight 6'1" individual, but to be able to rock a car like this, so the EU spec, I think it's 257 horses. And I think it's 268 in the Japanese spec. 3-cylinder, 1.6-liter turbocharged engine. I've never in my life before wanted a 3-cylinder. Mated to a I don't even know what the transmission it's mated to. But it's a all-wheel drive with front and rear limited slip diffs. So this is the next big rally car, right? You know, the whole point of homologation is that for certain sports car series, you're not allowed to race a car as a manufacturer unless it's a production car, which means you have to sell at least, 300 units for it to be considered production. Those cars are all bought up by race teams and collectors, so they never really get to the public. But just like the WRX STI, oh, that is not good. I'm gonna put some traction control back on. What's our brake boost? Ooh. I gotta figure out about brake boost. I don't know anything about it. I would think, in real life, your front wheel drive car, it gets really light. So, you always put the new tire on the rear, since the rear has a really good tendency of possibly locking up and sliding and cornering in wet conditions. So I think that I'd want it rear to try and balance the car out as its weight shifts forward. But I know that you also do that with, oh man, really rocking and rolling here. Alright, let's go to 0. But anyway, back to the Yaris. Yeah, not going to come to America, but supposedly there's a lot of interest in this engine, so maybe they'll put it in a stateside Corolla, which would be cool. I think Yaris would be. Man, I am What am I doing wrong here? Alright, we got... I guess I just have too much power? Yeah, interesting. So it's only using sport soft tires, so this is basically like the equivalent of a US summer tire. So not a lot of traction. Way better. Right. So way less traction than an actual race tire. You know, this would be like your daily driver that you're going to go track, right? You know, you're only going to get maybe $5,000 out of $5,000 out of a set of tires. But you know, for street, you're going to get a lot of traction, and you can still drive legally in the rain. But it's just, yeah, power sliding, which is great. Man, this would be fun to drive in real life. But anyway, yeah, so power sliding, really great. I mean, this is a rally car, right? It's designed to be the next Toyota WRC. Man, I cannot do shit. What am I doing wrong? It's been a couple days, and I'm extremely tired. But, I mean, there's actually other good news, and I talked to my buddy Brian, but I haven't caught up with him. There's been a lot of really good affordable car news. I mean, you call a $40,000, $50,000 Yaris affordable. But the Hyundai Veloster N has been around for a while, which is the hyped up Veloster Turbo. The N is the super spec, you know, similar to a, I don't know, it's the closest as you can get to a race kit, you know, from a Hyundai. And the new one has an available dual clutch, manual or automatic, like a PDK, the Porsche dual clutch. Apparently, this one shifts faster than the BMW dual clutch transmission in a Hyundai, which is, you know, pretty great. So, you know, first it was the Genesis, and then it was the, what's the Kia one? All-wheel drive, sport shifting, Stinger, the GT Stinger. Man, I'm getting a lot of sway. I wonder if I can firm up this transmission, or the, oh, no, that one. Do that all the time with regular controllers. Why not with the steering wheel? But anyway. So, you know, having a Hyundai with faster transmission time than your Porsche? I don't know. Wow, so good. So, Mr. Never won a race online. Not really worried, but you know, something. Nobody's chatting, you know, it's cool. But apparently, one person is out there. I really have no idea why anybody would be listening to me, but thank you. You know, wonder if I could figure out username after the fact, and I could reach out to this person and just let them know how much I appreciate all the time that they spent hanging out with me, listening to my bullshit opinions. This is really nice. I imagine this must be what Albert Einstein must have felt like. Let's see here. So, I know nothing about how this works in real life. Anti-roll blur. Damping. Rebound. Towing. I wonder how low I can go on ride height. Okay. So any type of arrow, like the front air splitter, should be radically increased by dropping the ride height to whatever it can be. I feel like the natural frequency of the suspension, the way that I get into these roll cycles, even when I'm barely on throttle, of course I should be pumping the throttle out of turns when I'm transitioning, but I feel like this might need a little bit of change. And it looks like we have a lot of increased roll bar. I really think that the anti-roll bar lower levels are really good for off-road performance. So I feel like this default tune might be... Oh, wait a second. Okay, what do we got? Yeah. It's the fucking same. Yeah. It's completely bullshit. So, there's no way that you would want your road, your track car tuned in the same way that you would want a off-road vehicle. So that has a huge influence on the handling. So let's take a look at something else. So this is a four-wheel drive. So suspension settings are going to want to be, yeah, look at that, 268. That's the Japanese power rating. Let's see if I have anything. Street car. I was going to say, I think the car that I mostly have done is this Roadster. It's a cheap little race car. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, so yeah, here's what you would expect. So in drift, we have the same ride height as a road car. Looks like that's all the same. Interesting. 3015. So that's interesting. So the road, the limited slip, is a lower front level. All of those settings were cut way down. Interesting. Front rear. Interesting. Okay, let's see what we get for the transmission. All the same. Okay, that's good. Interesting. So we'll not worry about the differential yet. We're gonna say we're gonna kind of compare road to dirt and just see how it's different. So natural frequency is slightly higher on the dirt, so we should drop it for the road. I really think the way that the Yaris is handling it, just feels like it's built for dirt. So the roll bar is the same. So apparently I was full of shit when I said that would be different. Dampening ratio, lower dampening and rebound. Camber and toe are the same. Okay, so the oscillation, we might be able to cancel out a lot of that oscillation here. We're gonna get better aero. It's interesting. Why? So this is a road car. You know, and I'm not sure exactly what the difference between like just a standard, maybe if I had a club WRX where, you know, it's actually a showroom, you know, car, it'd be the same, you know, because GT3 it's not even the same thing. Okay, so we're gonna do less compression and rebound dampening, less natural frequency, and lower the ride height. I'm gonna try to go way down. And then here, the front differential is way less. I've never been rich enough to have a car with a tunable or limited slip differential, so I don't know what all these things mean yet. Let's see. Initial torque. But we're just going to say the difference between road and dirt is road is less, it has lower numbers, and the front is way less by roughly, you know, 50%. What's that? A 50% increase from front to rear. You know, 100% increase, 50, you know, 100 basically. So we're going to take the existing so I'm pretty sure that the numbers were the same front and back. No, I'm just making that up. I don't remember, but if they are the same, then we're going to say that that's the dirt setting, so we're going to go down for road. And if they... Oh, this is the same too. So what's different? So in drifting with an all-wheel drive vehicle, you're really trying to go for four-wheel spins. So you would want pretty much the exact performance between the front and the rear, right? But this is just, you know, Colin reasoning, right? It's a lot of bullshit what I'm thinking about it. We use a lot of filler words like and as well. Okay, so Ken Block, he's Jim Nakan all around. He's doing all these four-wheel drifts. But in a race car, you do not want to drift at all. You want the wheels to be barely spinning. So you don't really want the front wheels coupled, especially since they're steering for you. So my guess is that, oh man, I love using that word. My guess is that a true race car would not have the same values front and rear for limited slip differentials. So I know you know, you're watching my channel and you're like, oh man, what's this guy doing? He's playing a 5-year-old video game. But also, like, he has never played this game before, which is kind of true. Thank you. Let's see what we get. So I want a, because I'm just getting into this thing now. When COVID started, I really wanted to get into sim racing, but I didn't want to spend the money, and you couldn't buy a cheap PlayStation compatible sim wheel with a little bit of force feedback to save your life. Okay, so here we got this Lancer Evo. Group B, right. Right. You know what I mean, chat, right? Group B, yeah. We all know about that. What? It is a Group B car, though. Group B doesn't exist because it was too powerful and people were dying. Okay, let's try another. On an all-wheel drive. Set up for race. Like a Mustang? Of course. This is also rally though. I want something set up for road to compare. Yeah. It's all set up for off-road. So I feel pretty confident that the Yaris Gazoo Racing, the Yaris GR, is a rally car that we're racing on a GT track, which is awesome. I like that. But, and do we not do all-wheel drive in GT, I guess, right? That's dumb. You know, we all know that two driving wheels is way better. Okay. And I was already here, so the GTR at least gives us something. Okay, so road and drift. All-wheel drive, we've got -3. So the default setup is forward bias. I'm not intuiting it yet. It's not making a lot of sense to me. Suspension, the same. Okay, so we've got lower suspension in the front. So this car is set up for racing. Group 4, you know, actually exists. Modern, you know, racing series. Taking a mostly production car, as I understand. So we've got more anti-roll in the front. We've got equal damping front and rear. So the amount of camber and the amount of tow is very dependent on the individual car and how they're architecting the suspension. So you can't really compare these. But we can say in general that having equal rebound dampening, equal compression dampening on a road-going race car is probably what you want. Having the suspension frequencies, natural frequency the same is probably what you want. And so what this natural frequency means is as your car goes over a speed bump or a series of bumps, or you have a flat spot in your tire, or you're braking, those events will happen at a frequency, and if they happen at the natural frequency of the suspension, those two input events, the natural frequency plus outside changes, if they're the same frequency, then they will amplify each other, kind of like feedback when you have two mics and a Zoom call, right? And you will brake your car. So a harmonic dampener, and if you look in a car, a lot of times it's just a piece of rubber stuck onto something. The harmonic dampener is just that. It's a way to change the resonant frequency, the natural frequency of your suspension. So you'll have them on your CV axles and other suspension components. A lot of times they'll just add or remove, they'll add weight to your like lower control arm, or you know, all sorts of random shit. Okay, so let's fuck up the car. All right, so we're gonna go. This is another first for me. So let's call this time wasted. So that's basically what I'm doing here. I don't really want to play the video game because I'm exhausted. Okay. Oh. Fuck. I'm saying that in my mental mind as Dwight Schrute would say it. Idiot. I just think of something an idiot would do, and I do the opposite. Okay, so we want the ride height on the front to be lower, because we're trying to create a vacuum, which means squeezing the air, letting less air in at the front, and then over the course of the vehicle, under the whatever the flat bottom of the vehicle's called, it'll exit at the rear, and there will be more volume, which means that the air has to expand and create a vacuum. So I'm saying half an inch difference is gonna mean a lot of things, guys. This is gonna stay the same. Again, toe and camber. I'm not gonna screw with that. I don't know anything about it. 60 and 90% dampening. Okay, so here we've got our standard already. Great. So, and those are almost the same values as the Group 4 car, the Lexus we were looking at. That one had 3.7, 1830, 815, right? Anyway. This might be interesting to play with in a little bit. To drop the overall top speed within the limits of what the track is letting me do with my skill level, which means that I'll get faster acceleration up to that top speed. But first, let's try out my changes. I just hate that I didn't change the rebounding or the roll bar. 7 and 4. Oh. Okay, 88 to 97. My CBR has adjustable rear suspension, but not front. And it's a lot of fun to fuck with it for no reason. Oh, I'm sorry, I called you a Lexus GTR. 7 and 4. Okay, so here we have a 9% range. Compression dampening. 50 and 85. Even a 90, so that's 90. 51 to 60, 81 to 90. Huh. Oh. Okay, I'm getting bored of this, so... oh man, somebody bounced and came back? That's probably because you're getting bored of this as well. But stay with me, we're gonna... Okay. Because here's the thing, don't you always want more dampening? Yes. Yes, you do, Other Barry. Nice. Okay. All of this did nothing. But, it was fun for me to play with this. You know, maybe it would do something. I mean, it wouldn't. But maybe it would. Alright, so anyway, let's go back to the race. So, yeah, excited about the Yaris. Not so great that it's not coming to America, but, Misha, somebody on YouTube runs a taxi business in Nordschleifer on the Nuremberg. And they already got one of these, and you can rent it for $300, 300 pounds, 300 euros for 2 laps, all inclusive. Which I think is probably a pretty good deal. It'd be interesting. I just learned this recently, but you try to drive on the Nuremberg Ring. Whenever you're allowed to drive it, unless it's a special track day, you're not allowed to time your laps because legally it becomes a racetrack and not a public road. So when you as a normal human being go and drive on the Nuremberg Ring, it's a toll road where you actually have to exit the racetrack and re-enter every lap and pay another lap fee and queue up again. I feel like this is better. You know, there are people who are sim pros at this kind of stuff where they will come up with optimal settings for your vehicle, you know, race and track, F1. F1 cars are constantly screwed with, so that the rebound dampening toe the camber is for that specific track every race. NASCAR, they only turn left, and so their front wheels don't point in the same direction. They don't need to. normal cars have equal toe-in left and right. NASCAR cars only have toe-in on the right wheel because the left wheel never turns. It never is pushing the car around a right turn. And so you would just be losing speed. Because in a straight line, your toe in is scrubbing speed constantly. You know, you're wearing out that tire in a straight line, and your drain speed, tire wear. Okay, I'm still oscillating. It's probably just that I'm a shitty driver. This is a lot of fun though. A couple days ago, the first day that I really played this, I took the day off for Thanksgiving to hang out alone and play this game. And I played for about 4 hours straight, and then when I had to go run an errand in my car, my 2010 Honda Accord with the 2.4 liter and an automatic felt really peppy compared to this underpowered Miata with the weekly races. Oh, wow. I've never, well, yet to recover from a spin. Alright, I'm going to give more steering wheel input to try and control the spin. I don't know if that's going to work or not. There is a lot of oscillation in there. Yep. Got that breaking point spot on. Alright, so maybe if I just I kind of think my brain is a little too tired to do a good job at this right now, you know? One of the things I love doing is seeing what people's qualifying times are after I've spent a couple hours at it to see how horrible I am. Probably only down about 45 seconds. But, you know, I'll make up. No problem. And I'm sure anybody who's actually played this game is just kind of shouting at the screen. You know, what the fuck are we doing home? I'd like to ask you the same. You know, who's really wasting your time? You know, the guy wasting his time driving horribly around a simulated circuit at 3 in the morning when he needs to get up and do chores with his kids, or the guy watching the guy drive around a simulated circuit, you know? It's a close call. That braking indicator was not for that turn. Told you. Okay. But I've always wanted to race cars. Car racing is crazy expensive. The cheapest thing, the only thing that I feel like I could justify doing would be the 24 hours of Le Mans or Le Mans or kart racing. But kart racing is insanely expensive as well. So I feel like this is very enjoyable for the amount of cash that I put into it. Oh yeah, I totally meant to do that one. I think this car does drive very differently than than the other cars that I've driven in this game. Apparently all my other cars have been either front-wheel drive FFs or front-wheel drive front engine or mid-engine rear-wheel drive. And this is a front AWS all-wheel drive with a front engine. I just don't know how they're supposed to be handled. But anyway, it's just a lot of excuses. I just want to let everyone know that I'm not trying very hard. I was the worst guy on the racetrack, you know. I think during the race, the worst person on the racetrack is probably putting more effort into a horrible performance than the best person on the racetrack. Alright. Maybe I need to go back to Gran Turismo race school, you know? Notice by the amount of words, like, you know, I'm not running my mouth too much right now. Oh, kind of concentrating. Maybe it's doing a little bit better. We'll see. The next line. These shifts feel like they're taking forever. If that's because this is actually a manual, H-pattern manual, you know, kind of thing, like an actual shifter mode manual, or if it's just a slow sequential manual, or it's not a sequential. That would be awesome. So the Miata that I was driving was a sequential. Which I'll explain now. So a sequential transmission as opposed to a automatic, standard automatic, or a manual transmission, immediately shifts from one gear to the next. There's no in between, and so you can't skip a gear as you're downshifting, coming up to a stop. Can't be going in fifth and then hit the brake, stop, and then put it back into first. You have to downshift to fourth, third, second, and first. But there's no lag time. It's a very harsh driving experience. It causes wheel hop. But if you're really trying to put the power down in a racing car situation, then you'll use that type of transmission. Racing cars also use straight cut gears instead of helical cut gears, which are more efficient but generate a horrible whine that nobody in their right mind would drive on a daily basis. But it sure sounds cool when you're racing with earplugs on. Not fastest, but faster previously. So I've been watching. So it's still squirrely in the brakes. shifting. But why not, right? Just kind of feeling the car out. I wish I had like a 10-second playback button for that, so I could just kind of see was I just rocking back and forth and just I wonder if I can add more dampening, or you know what, after this session, before the next session, I'm going to get online and see what the best suspension settings for this car are. I feel like that's the thing that's holding me back right now, just that the car is either that or I don't know how to drive. Oh yeah, you know, that's also a thing. Oh, that was kind of cool. I do need to learn how to correct input earlier. Okay. Man, so I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving, because I did. Really good. It's been a hard year for a lot of us. A really long year as well, just so hard and so long. Throbbing sometimes, it's just so girthy, you know. So I will say, I was playing and trying to figure out the differences that I see in my driving between controller and steering wheel, simulator wheel. The controller, it's basically, you're just hand-fisting everything, all of your inputs, your brake, your gas, your steering. There's so little travel, it's almost impossible for me to understand how my inputs are truly mapping, especially with the steering and the controller versus like a real steering wheel. But it allows you to really try ham-fisted things, which for me at least sometimes work out better than trying to pussyfoot around a corner, trying to not apply the gas while you're on the curb, not apply the gas while you're still exiting and you haven't straightened up the wheels yet. So I feel like I'm getting benefit from doing both right now by playing with the wheel, feeling how it drives, and then you get to a point where you're driving it as if it was an actual car too much. Throw on the controller, do a couple laps, run into a bunch of things, and also see that some of those corners you're going to be way, way faster in. So there, I need to be, I think I need to be doing a little bit of a car slide around the corner. Here I got a lift. Okay, that was good. That was better. Here I got a brake earlier. I gotta figure out what my braking point for this corner is. I have no idea. This other guy, Tijney. All these guys are British because Americans don't care about racing on squiggly courses. But he does a really good breakdown of the track for the weekly races and such, where he shows you, he gives you little indicators for break points that he uses, and tips on how to drive a car quickly around a circuit. So I'm not crashing everywhere, but I'm not connecting smoothly corner to corner. Figure out. Oh, see that? Okay. What am I doing? I can't just not make a mistake in a race. So I might go to the Red Bull X Ring 10-mile circuit just to basically kind of drift around and see what I can see with the handling. You know, I think if I had bought that Subaru WRX that I've always wanted a long time ago, I'd probably be better driving this car now. Never driven a all-wheel drive performance-oriented vehicle. So, so I'm going by their double cone markers right now, which is not good, but it's a good starting place. I didn't need to lift, I just needed to smooth around cuts. One of the things that I thought was really interesting, so I've got the Logitech G29. I got it for $250 plus American taxes, and so for $200, everybody said that's a really good entry wheel. It has a weird feeling that I didn't understand at first, which is when they're trying to show you left-right weight transfer, is the suspension unloads and kind of rolls over and then hits the other side as you're left-right cornering through a chicane or whatever. It has a weird kind of grind and then thunk, and it took me far too long, I'm just not that smart, to figure out what that was, you know, what they were trying to tell me with that, which is kind of cool to be able to feel that through the steering wheel, because there's no other way to train, you know, I'm not going to get a motion simulator, but the DualShock controller with the, oh, look at that. Hidden wreck. Short shift. Lift. Turn. Flip. Gas. Put your foot on. Yes. Put your foot on. Yes. Put your foot on. Oh man. Okay, so here I'm going. Figure out what that. So if I was actually going fast, I would have to brake at those double cones. This lap is probably a what, like a 1:10 second lap for most people. Not for this guy. Not for this guy. Yeah, I remember it eventually in my dream. So my strategy for getting rid of traction control is over time, you know, building up the confidence with some traction control and then stepping it down, getting it down to 1. Most of the time, at least with group 3, group 4, feel better with 1 click of it. They're just not that good. But some road cars, they are underpowered enough that I can manage the acceleration on my own. So I think that I'll be able to get there with this pretty quickly tomorrow. Race isn't until tomorrow evening anyway. But I'm excited because this is my first actual race. So this type of championship race, I think qualifying is like a traditional race style qualifying where everybody's on the field trying to do a hot lap, as opposed to time trial style qualifying like this where you just have a whole racetrack all to your own. In qualifying, there's also tire wear, so you're going to have limited time, do laps, switch your tires if you have too many attempts and you're getting poor performance, and then get back out there. And then during the race, you also have to, you know, do fuel management and tire management, which I'm not even worried about. I just want to not embarrass myself, so I got to figure out what my target number is. Okay, I'm going to memorize this part on track. This is right before the end of the track. Okay. Yeah, just like Albon on the final turn of the track today, P2. You know, that's my turn 11 right there. Let's just dump it, man. I feel bad for Albon, but I kind of feel like there's a little Alex Albon in all of us, or at least in me. You know, I've been feeling recently like, you know, you put a lot of effort into life, and the parts don't always fall. Chips, cards, you know, whatever the unit of luck is how it's measured. I like Albon. He seems just like me, you know, trying to do his best. Not the best guy, but just always putting it on the line. Oh yeah. See, that was. But it's so sad that he gets characterized as this loser. He's one of the best 20 race car drivers in the world, and he's not even the worst of those 20. He's probably almost in the top 10, if not in the top 10. So yeah, I definitely identify with being, you know, the 7th best person in the world in my career as well. Sucks, you know. Just nobody recognizes you for all the great, amazing things I do. Ooh. No crash there, huh? Damn, that was a slow lap though, despite. Yeah, my brake balance is not good. So, what is it going to be? So in the daily and weekly, or the weekly races, every time you run into something that resets you, puts you back in the first gear. This race is a little more professional, and I'm holding my hand, which is frustrating. And do I have to get back on the track all by myself? I don't appreciate that very much. See if we can make it on the steering talking about F1 because we all love it. Something I also learned recently. Also, an F1 noob. This is the first season I've been able to afford F1 TV, or that I've chose to afford cable TV throughout the season, so I can watch all the practices and races. You know, I wanted to be able to do this all my life, and then finally, you know, let's get it done. Man, I'm bad. After I get off this, I'm gonna I'm gonna go watch some more YouTube videos. People explaining the video game to me. But man, I love YouTube. Okay, so I think what happened there is as I came over the crest, and as I'm coming around from left to right down this hill, so you make the turn and there's a sudden drop. I'm getting no traction because the vehicle is basically taking its sweet time, letting gravity pull it down back to the road. Let's see if I can not introduce sway on this turn. Okay, I don't know why that works. Okay, I need to start braking earlier. You're cool. Alright, so alright, let's kind of feel the flow, you know? Man, that was a great way to not feel the flow, like, immediately in turn one. Better. Can I change? You know, I think there was a front rear split differential. So I feel like what's causing some of the oscillation is do I have a 40-60 split or a 60-40 split? I don't remember. But if I have 60% of the torque being routed to the rear wheels, then as you're accelerating, you're going to be pushing, maybe? Huh. Maybe I shouldn't have changed the suspension at all. Maybe I just wanted to dick around with it and see what I'm going to do. Which is a lot of fun. Alright. Can you switch balance? Nope. So I feel like I'm getting under and oversteer because I'm messing with weight balance in the turns. So probably need to be slower, smoother, like transitions. Straighten up here. Yeah. So kind of like a jump where you have to launch where you want to, already lined up for. Oh man, I think I'm getting tired. I don't know if these streams like record automatically, don't record, but for posterity's sake, well, why not? Tried it a couple times. I've also thought about it doing it just for when I'm playing with friends and we can't all play in the same lobby together. I'd love just to watch them stream, or have somebody watch me stream while you're waiting, your turn. You don't need to be playing 100% of the time sometimes. So with these tires, I don't remember how many laps are in the race, but with Sport Soft, I wonder if the tire would last long enough drifting through corners, because maybe that is the meta. Huh. I don't know if you saw that, but I came through the turn and oversteered. So I let off and tried to counter, but then they'll bite in. I'm not expecting it. Maybe I need to get on a dirt track with this. Get more comfortable with sliding around a corner. Because that, I mean, honestly, what is it called? Rallycross or whatever? I mean, that's what they're doing. Power sliding on asphalt around corners. There's been a lot of famous drivers in the past who have used a slide to help change direction. Oh, get the power down before myself. Yeah, so here, there's a lot of sliding notes. Oh, well, even more there. Alright, well, it's been fun. It's been real. But it hasn't been real fun. I'll see y'all later.